Welcome to ColCab, and thank you for joining us. ColCab has a proud heritage dating back to the 1960s, when refrigerated display cases were first imported from Hill in the United States. By 1990, ColCab had evolved into a full manufacturing operation, producing complete display units in-house under license. In 2007, we achieved ISO 9001 accreditation, a testament to our commitment to quality. The following year, ColCab relocated to its current home in Blackheath, Cape Town. In 2012, we expanded further with the addition of ColCoil, our division dedicated to manufacturing high-performance heat exchangers. Today, ColCab is a leading manufacturer of refrigerated supermarket display cases, as well as a wide range of ambient, chilled and frozen solutions for all food retail categories. We have a strong national footprint, with a presence in Cape Town, KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng, the Eastern Cape and Mpumalanga, supported by our export department, headquartered in Cape Town. At ColCab, health and safety are as important to us as innovation and quality. In this induction, we'll walk you through the safety protocols, procedures and practices that ensure a safe working environment for everyone. Today, ColCab employs more than 400 people. Most have over 10 years of service, many over 20 years of service. Manufacturing is divided into 6 areas of expertise: design, CNC cutting, bending shaping, supply departments, assembly lines, and the powder coating plant. In our plants, safety is the most important aspect of our business. We urge all employees, contractors and visitors to comply with our site rules and regulations that will be featured in this video. Remember that everyone at ColCab is responsible and accountable for safety, both their own and that of others. We strive to achieve and maintain zero injuries by providing all with a safe and healthy working environment. When entering our site, your identification will be scanned and recorded by security. At ColCab, we employ strict quality, environmental and safety standards and are ISO 9000 compliant. We are striving towards ISO 14000 accreditation, as well as ISO 45000. ColCab has a company staff booklet available to you, which you will receive after this induction. This is a living document and is revised continually. This covers the following, amongst others, and in great detail. 1. ColCab objectives, philosophy and rules. 2. Company policies. 3. Disciplinary code. 4. Personal protective equipment, PPE, and so on. Legal liability and safety rules. Induction training is required for anyone entering ColCab site and is valid for a 1-year period. A clock card or access control card will be issued to employees, contractors and visitors, which must be on you at all times when on site. Contractors and visitors will be issued with a work permit where necessary. Random body and vehicle searches will be done when entering and leaving the premises. Random breathalyzer tests will also be done. Section 8. Duties of the employer. Provide and maintain a workplace that is safe and without risk to the health of their employees. Establish hazards and apply precautionary measures in the use of articles, substances, plant and machinery. Provide information, instruction, training and supervision. Provide PPE. Enforce compliance with the Act on the premises. Section 14. Duties of the employee. Take reasonable care for the health and safety of himself and other persons. Cooperate with the employer. Carry out any lawful order given to him. Report any unsafe or unhealthy situation that comes to his attention. Report any incident to his employer immediately, but not later than the end of the shift. Visitors and contractors. Visitors must be accompanied at all times. Please note that visitors are only allowed on the pedestrian walkways. No unauthorized personnel should be on site. Please report suspicious people walking around the plant to factory management. All contractors working at our plants should comply with our plant health and safety requirements. All contractor tools are to be inspected prior to commencement of a job and at any time during such a job. Any work being conducted with substandard equipment will be stopped immediately. All current and new employees must undergo medicals. Medicals are an annual mandatory requirement. Drug tests are also conducted randomly and whenever there is suspicion of use. Standard operating procedures. There are 3 job categories that require you to have an approved permit to work. These are confined space. Work in a confined space requires a permit to work. Employees must be trained and authorized to work in confined spaces. Working at heights. Work at height requires a permit to work. Only trained and authorized persons can work at heights. Hot work. A hot work permit must be obtained from a person authorized to issue one prior to commencement of any hot work. Hot work is welding, grinding, cutting, drilling, or any work that involves a possible source of ignition. The plant equipment is also a critical process and requires drivers to have authorization. Mobile plant equipment. Our sites have a lot of truck and forklift movement, so be aware of your surroundings at all times. Only authorized employees may operate mobile equipment. Cylinders to be stored in the upright position and secured using chains. Never use a cylinder as a roller. No other substances to be stored with gas cylinders. Cylinders must be protected from direct sunlight and corrosion. No storage directly in front of the doors is permitted. Fire extinguishers are available at all cylinder storage points with signs indicating no smoking, open flames. Never use compressed air to blow down or clean clothes. Only use ladders that have been inspected and are in a good condition. If a ladder is to be used, please check all rungs for safety and stability. Never join ladders together. Please ensure that the base is always secured by another person. Overhead cranes are used throughout the factory. Do not work or walk under suspended loads. Only persons with a valid license and with prior authorization may operate cranes. The site also uses overhead cranes. The 5S principle is in place in this plant for housekeeping. Bear in mind to sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. In everything you do, practice the principle of on time and in full at quality. This extends to everything you do in the workplace. All employees will be trained on safe operating procedures for respective tasks. Risk assessments of both routine and non-routine tasks will be conducted by teams. A successful review requires full cooperation and input from the entire team. Planned task observations will be conducted to evaluate competency. ColCab has 6 cardinal rules. All employees, temporary workers, and contractors must obey these rules at all times. PPE, personal protective equipment, is provided to protect you against the dangers and hazards in your workplace. It is mandatory to wear the necessary PPE at all times. Compulsory PPE includes safety shoes and hearing protection. Gloves, hard hats, eye protection, and dust masks, respirators, shall be worn as per task at hand. No dresses, skirts, and open-toe shoes are allowed in the plants. A few examples of typical PPE required in specific work areas are as follows. When handling material, gloves. When working on moving machinery, hearing and eye protection. When working with hazardous chemical substances, full PPE will be worn. Safety glasses, shields, respirators, hearing protection, and gloves. Minimum requirements for a visitor entering the factory is closed shoes, long trousers, and hearing protection. Alcohol and drugs. No person may enter the site if they are under the influence of or in possession of any intoxicating liquor or drugs. This is a zero-tolerance policy. Incident reporting. All accidents are to be reported to your supervisor immediately or before the end of your shift. All safe and unsafe acts, as well as near misses and unsafe conditions, must be reported in the provided format. Smoking. Due to the plants being high fire areas, smoking is not allowed in or around the factory, but only allowed at designated smoking areas. Authorized shall be defined as trained, competent, and appointed. Ensure that you are authorized before you start with any task. Safe operating and use of equipment. All equipment must be kept in a good condition. No wearing of jewelry or loose-fitting clothing when operating machinery. If you have long hair, wear a headscarf, hairnet. Make sure it's tucked out of the way as it could get caught in machinery. Do not interfere with or misuse anything that's been provided for your health, safety, or welfare. Environmental management. Please note that drinking or eating in the plant is not allowed. Please use the designated area. In compliance to our environmental management plan, we have a waste contractor on site, sorting the waste into different categories as part of our on-site recycling program. Report all dripping and leaking taps. Save energy, switch off lights. Spillages should be cleaned up immediately by the responsible persons and reported to the environmental officer. We use a contracted service for any spill cleanings. Please keep the site clean and do not litter inside or around the plant. Please keep ablutions and change rooms clean and tidy at all times. Lockers should be kept locked at all times. All hazardous waste, such as oils or greases, are to be disposed of in marked containers to be recycled or sent to licensed waste sites. All hazardous substances used on the premises have been identified, and material safety data sheets or MSDSs are displayed on the notice board. Emergency preparedness. All our plants have signage indicating evacuation points, leading to the respective assembly points on site. The emergency siren is tested monthly, and in the case of a fire, please press the button. The alarm will then sound. What to do when you hear the siren? Turn off any hazardous machinery. Do not stop to collect personal belongings. Head to the nearest escape door or exit. Make your way to the assembly points immediately, and in a controlled manner. Do not run. Roll call will then be taken, and the search and rescue teams dispatched for any unaccounted people. Please remain at the assembly point until you are told to leave. General safety directives. Firefighting equipment is situated at strategic points. They are indicated by the fire extinguisher, fire hydrant, and fire hose reel signage on the walls and walkways. All safety signage must be adhered to. No firearms are allowed on site. Please be aware that taking any photos without factory management permission is strictly forbidden. Please keep to the speed limit of a walking pace or 10 kilometers per hour on the premises. The speed limit for forklifts throughout the plant is also 10 kilometers per hour. Theft will not be tolerated. The South African Police Service will be notified. When ascending or descending stairs, always make use of the handrail. Lifting and tackling equipment, slings and chain blocks, etc., must be inspected as per mandatory requirements and approval identification tags attached. Manual handling. When lifting a heavy object, do not lift anything more than 20 kilograms. Use your knees and not your back. Use a buddy or a step if lifting off a shelf higher than your head. All stacking areas are clearly identified. Stacking procedures shall be followed. If you are unsure of something or regard it as unsafe, stop, think, ask someone, and then only act or proceed. Please let us all work together to keep ColCab Industries a safe and healthy environment to work in. Thank you for watching ColCab Industries induction video. Please have a safe and incident-free day.